going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. OTC has been heating up nicely, especially last week. We have TXTM on a nice run, which is heating up the OTC. We have volume on RMRK. They have news coming this week. Even Trip's been heating up a little bit. VGID, GEGP. But there's two plays I want to go over today. It's GEGI WLAN. And I want to talk market orders and limit orders. Let's go. All right, so the first play I want to go over is GEGI. This thing has been hot. What is going on? So AS, let's look at the setup. AS, 2.2 billion, OS, 1.7 billion, and a 1 billion float. I went as far back as 2018. This float has been unchanged. Not one share has been added. The AS and the OS, the only change here, which was recent, 500 million shares were added to the OS, and they were all restricted. I'm going to show you why. So here it is, the beginning of April. That's where we got the update on the 500 million shares that were added to the OS, and you can see they were all restricted. And a little bit after that, we got an SOS update. We had a new CEO, Braden Jones. Now we know something's up. So, sure enough, about a week later or so, we got the PR. Genesis Electronics Group settles judgment with debtor. Now, they've been having this issue for years with this debtor. They couldn't issue shares for anything. They finally resolved it. We are so pleased that we were able to bring on new partners who were able to help the company successfully negotiate this debt. We can now use our stock to look for exciting and new business ventures, which is exactly what they did. They appointed Braden Jones as the new chairman, CEO, and CFO. They settled the debt, so that's probably where these shares went to. Some probably went to the CEO. Some might have went to the debtor. The terms weren't disclosed, but we might see it in the next filing or so where the shares actually went. So that's what happened. This guy has 15 years of experience in logistics and transportation. I will show you his LinkedIn profile right here. As you can see, almost every company he's been involved with is pretty much logistics, transportation, hauling solutions for the oil and gas industry. So he has a nice background, 15 years experience. Then we got the next PR, and this pretty much told us their new business plan, and it's a big one. They were focusing on acquisitions or license agreements with autonomous technology companies such as transportation, security, flight, artificial intelligence. They're assembling a high qualified team of advisors. They launched a new website. They filed the required documents in the change of control process with OTC Markets, so we'll probably see that soon, like in form of an 8K. So they're getting shit together. And also, I saw this on Twitter. I didn't find it myself. I saw it on Twitter first, then I found it, and just wanted to make sure. They have a name reservation. This is under the Utah SOS. They have a name reservation as of 5/18. This is when all this happened. So they got something coming. And it's a beautiful setup. I love the setup. Let's look. They also have a Twitter. They added a Twitter also. I'll show you that. They have 2 tweets so far. Just to tell everyone that's the new Twitter account. We're excited to update everyone. We have very defining and major updates are due soon. Then they told us we'll put out an official news for the company next week, which is this week coming up. Excellent. I love the play. Let me show you the chart. Huge day on Friday. 400 million shares were traded, over $1.1 million. All those green supports, those were all resistances. We blew past all those. We smoked the 200 MA. We're at 0041. Next spot I'd be watching are the mid-5s. If we break and hold those, I'd be watching for 007s after that. Support, I'd watch at 0036. Okay, if that happens to break, I don't have it drawn in, but I'd probably watch for low 30s then. Great play, great share structure, great catalyst coming up. This could have a very, very, very nice run. Okay, so keep that on your radar. The next one I want to go over is WLAN. Now this one also had restricted shares added. It was 85 million restricted shares added on, let me find it here for you, May 13th. So 85 million shares were added on May 13th. They were all restricted. And sure enough, we knew something was up. And sure enough, on the 16th, we got the PR. 2 board of directors added: Alan Bailey, also the CFO, and Fernando Scazzi, and he was added as the Chief Technical Officer. Both with nice backgrounds. Bailey was a Senior VP and Treasurer of Paramount Pictures. I don't gotta tell you about them. Scazzi has 20 years experience in various roles in the production of aircraft parts with Rockwell Collins. Also be looking for a new candidate for the position of CEO. The CEO passed, but they want the CEO to be prepared to work with the new team of company directors in the development and launch of a new patent streetlight retrofit product to host microcellular devices to offload traffic from main cellular towers. Now remember that patent. I found this. Scalp It on Twitter posted this. Again, I found the site just to make sure. Not that I doubt him at all, but I always like to double check the DD and stuff. But sure enough, he found the patent streetlight retrofit to provide access for wireless and cellular networks. Assignees: T-Mobile USA. Okay, this is the big part. T-Mobile USA, the inventors, and there's our president, Victor Tapia. Okay, T-Mobile USA is an assignee to this patent. Now, let's go back to the PR. Take a look at Alan Bailey. Okay, Alan Bailey is also connected, as I'm going to show you here, to SRMX. Okay, he is the CFO of Tri-Cascade Inc., which is a sub of SRMX, and they're also an authorized T-Mobile telecom company. Okay, so this guy has close ties to T-Mobile. He's involved with them a lot. SRMX is very involved with T-Mobile. I'm not a big fan of their share structure. WLAN has a 10 times better share structure. I'm going to show you that also. But yeah, this guy is very, very close with T-Mobile. He's in there pretty much because Tri-Cascade has been involved with T-Mobile for a while now. So he knows. Here's the share structure. This is as of March. No change except for those 85 million shares, which I'll show you. 600 million float on this. Okay, 600 million float. This can move nice as well. I'll show you the chart after. Let me just show you the share structure here. As you can see, on this share structure here, the held at DTC, this is the float. Like I showed you in one of my previous videos, always double check with the filings. Held at DTC, this happens to be the entire float. And as you can see in the OS, now it's 2.6 billion. Those 85 million were added here, and they were added to the restricted. So definitely keep eyes on this one. I'm going to show you the chart. I mean, we're sitting at 0019 with a PR with pretty much T-Mobile involved on this if you dig a little bit, like I showed you. But this is going to have a few baggies in it from the last run. The people probably bagged on it, so we'll probably have to churn them out a bit. But once these shares start changing hands, this is going to move nicely, I think, especially if you get any sort of PR with T-Mobile involved in it, because those guys are involved with T-Mobile, okay? Keep it on your radar. I can guarantee we get some sort of PR in the near future involving that patent with T-Mobile or something to that effect. All right? Now, I want to go over quickly market orders and limit orders. Okay, I'm going to pull up a level 2 for you. All right, so here we go. Now, market orders in the OTC are a big no-no, okay? Don't ever use a market order unless maybe a company announces like a reverse split or something, like a big reverse split, and you just want to get out. That might be the only time. I probably didn't even use it at that time either. But market orders are a big no-no. Say you say right now this is traded at like 005, to say, and you market order something. You see these bids of 49, 48, 41. Those market makers are going to pull these bids and fill you as low as possible. Now this level 2 is after hours, so not all bids are in here, but they'll pull every single bid here and fill you as low as trips. I've seen it happen to a few people. I've never did it myself, but I have seen it happen. They've pulled, and probably around the same price it happened at. They were in mid-high dubs, and they pulled, the market maker will pull all those bids and fill them as low as possible. Okay, use limit orders. say you want to, you want to get rid of it, but you want to anything below 004. So put a limit order in for a sell as low as 004. So if it happens to dump past that, you won't get rid of it anything past 004. Everything above 004. So you can't get dumped to twos or even trips. Okay, market orders are a big no-no. Now on the ask side, it's pre-market. You see a really nice news out. It's at 005, and you see 51, 52, 58. But you want to get in badly. Okay, you can use a limit order, but put it up to a certain point where you don't want to go over. Now, say you go look at the chart, you see resistance around, say there's resistance around 006. You can put a limit order in up to 006, and you won't get any shares after 006. So anything between 005 and 006 that's available, you'll get filled, but nothing over 006. Okay, that's if you want to get into something badly. That's good news. It's going to run. I did that a couple months ago with I think it was UCPA. I think it was UCPA. They had really good news. It was like 006. I knew it traded thin. I put my limit order up to, I think it was 009. I had a feeling it was going to run really big. It did run to high ones, but I got everything from, I think it was 00, I think it was actually mid fives. So I got everything from pretty much mid fives to 009. I didn't get a ton because it was thinly traded, but I got enough. But I didn't get anything over 009 because I set my limit to 009. Okay, check your chart, see where the resistance is, and if you want to get in that badly, put your limit order up to that point. So there's resistance there. You don't want to get anything over that. You want anything under that. Okay, limit order to 006 if you're sitting at 05, and you'll get everything below 006 and above 005. Okay, that's the way you do it. That's the way to play it safe. Market orders, don't do them. All right. And that's all I pretty much wanted to cover, guys. I think we're going to have a good week. Let's kick some ass. And I will see you bright and early.